Hey, everybody, welcome to the After Show, WDKX Wake Club, Tariq Spence with you with DJ Site. As always, we take a segment from the radio show, bring it up onto our YouTube podcast network and discuss a little bit more in depth certain stories that have come out, certain articles, polls, things like that. And then we dig into it personally. So what's going on today, Site?
Well, I came across this survey. It was on social media and it was done by Forbes, and it says 42% of people tie the knot for financial security, while the other 39% do it for companionship.
39%. All right, well, we missing some percentages in there, but what else could it be? All right, so 42% do it for financial reasons.
Yes.
Okay.
So love is secondary, not necessary.
Well, I mean love's still winning. That's a little that to me, it's one or the other. I it can also be both, so I can understand that. But if they say that was number one and love was number two, then that means love is still winning because it still gets a majority of the vote. But they're saying in this one, it's not love, it's not money, it's something else.
Well, 42% of people, yeah, they're looking for the meal to be provided on the table already, right? Before the love, right? So I mean, you don't got to love me. You can just like me as long as you got some money.
Well, yeah, because it's registering before they say I love this person. They got to be able to take care of me.
Exactly.
All right. So that becomes number one. I get it. Number two, but number one.
But let me ask you this,
it sounds about right.
But let me ask you this, though. If you are only marrying I don't want to say marry because there is love in there. Just love is not the first thing, right?
For everybody. Love can be the first thing for a lot of people. Just for this survey, it was 42% got the higher vote.
Well, you're looking for financial stability before love, right? Now, let's just say you meet that person who could provide for you on a financial level, right? Where you're both comfortable in life, right? Don't have to worry about nothing. Now, you see the times that we're in where the stock market is crashing and people are getting laid off from their jobs. So what happens when you get laid off? If you lose that money, where you can't be you're not financially stable no more at the moment.
Well, that's the whole part of leadership that people don't like to talk about. It's what's going to happen if, and do you have a plan? Like from all the things that I've seen and people talk about relationships, first of all, a lot of people are not in relationships and they're talking about relationships.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
But I
got experience.
But you have an opinion. I like to hear different opinions and thought processes. At the end of the day, the rent has got to be paid. At the end of the day, food's got to be put on the table.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's going to be a surprise. This didn't go through, a surprise. You got to react to it. You got to be able to adjust to it. No one's coming to rescue you, man or woman.
Right.
So I think when it comes to sort of relationships, one of the things that's interesting to me is what are we going to game plan with? What's the ultimate move? What are our options? Because being upset and angry about it ain't an option. It's just venting. What are we planning on doing moving forward? And a lot of people do fall in love with the potential of where the plan is taking us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get it. You get hit with a Mack truck with the economy, whether it's job got cut or a bad week on the market, or we were doing bad in this industry or that industry. Okay, do we have enough reserve to handle it? And two, what do we plan on doing if we can't pivot in 3 to 4 months? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't have that, then you got to be able to assess that in a person before you meet them.
And I understand money. I don't care how much you love a person, right? Money is always a factor in a relationship because, I mean, it don't make sense for both of y'all to be on the streets, right?
No. Well, it's only, I think a lot of people can look at what about me? What about we? And I feel as if guys have to have the we plan instead of the me plan. And if you're a head of household, you have to have the we plan instead of the me plan. And I think for a lot of people, they're not quite sure where they want to go with it.
Let me ask you this. Let me take it. Still same subject, but just take a little turn. When we talk about our grandparents and the older days, Was money a discussion amongst people when they got married? Like, was this something that was discussed like how it is today?
No, because the guy was just a provider, and that was the end of the story. Like, women worked back in the day, but the guy was the number one provider. So the terms of the relationship were different. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think over time the terms of the relationship have grown, where there's a lot more women in the workforce. My mom being one of them, where they became the leader of the households, and that's fine with me. I can understand that, and I respect that. But at that particular time of the way it used to be, the terms were guy goes out, works, takes care of family. Mom works too, maybe if necessary, or takes care of the children. It's totally different now. It's a lot of women are in the workforce, and that's fine too.
Well, then is it safe to say
you can't have the old rules and bring them to the modern world?
No, I guess what I'm saying is it safe to say you should just date your age? You know what I'm saying? Date your age?
No, because I have no problem with a woman making more than me. A lot of people.
No. You may not have a problem, but does a woman have a problem with her making more money than you?
Yeah, but she gets to choose the guy.
But that's what I'm saying. So should the guy date his wage? So that he date a woman who makes less than him or nowhere near as much as him? You know what I'm saying? Like, because this seems to be the continuous conversation of, money. And like I said, I understand money is a big factor in a relationship. But should you be trying to date somebody you can't afford? I know that's harsh to say, but should you be trying to get with somebody and plan a life with somebody that you can't afford? You can't afford their lifestyle.
Yes. The reason why is because no one wants to be alone and people want companionship. That's the ultimate get down on this. That's why I find this to be a tough conversation. If you have insecurities about money, that's a specific thing people have to deal with. But if you want happiness, that comes with companionship. Now, you can have happiness alone, but it comes with a price. Right. You can have companionship, but that comes with a price. Right. So there's no easy, perfect sort of life here. Yeah. I just think that, if the money's a big factor, then let's discuss it sooner rather than later, because eventually it's going to come up with, you don't do this, or you don't provide this, or I rule this. And it turns in from me to I, and from I, it should be we. I don't know. I don't know crap about relationships. Only been in one for years.
Hey, but you're a pro.
I'm not a pro.
You're a vet. You are a vet.
God damn.
If I
Look
ever
at the comments
get married,
here. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's doing.
If I ever get married, you and Andre will be my two consultants, because you have two different perspectives on how you come at things.
It's tea at the door.
See, look, it's your wife calling you now.
Yeah, how'd you know? This is how you don't get trapped, y'all. No, I'm just playing. WDKX is the Wake Up Club. Thank you for making this part of your day. Make sure you tweet in the WDKX app and subscribe to the WDKX YouTube page. Hello.